The basement, a place of shadows, a place of secrets. It is a realm that exists beneath our feet, often forgotten, yet always there, lurking in the back of our minds. The basement is a space where the light barely reaches, where the darkness seems to have a life of its own. We fear what lurks below. We fear the unknown. This fear is primal. It is an instinct that has been with us since the dawn of time, a survival mechanism that warns us of danger. The basement, with its creaks and groans, its shadows and secrets, taps into this ancient fear. It huddles at the edge of our awareness. The fear of the basement is not just about the physical space, but about what it represents. It is the fear of the unseen, the unknown, the things that go bump in the night. It is the fear of what might be hiding in the dark corners, just out of sight. This essay explores that fear. It delves into the psychology behind our fear of basements, examining why these spaces evoke such strong emotions. It looks at the stories and legends that have grown up around basements and the real-life experiences of those who have faced their fears head-on. It delves into the true stories of those who confronted it. These are the tales of people who have ventured into the darkness, who have faced the unknown and come out the other side. Their stories are a testament to the power of fear and to the strength of the human spirit. These are not tales for the faint of heart. They are stories of terror and bravery, of the things that go bump in the night and the people who face them. They are stories that will make you think twice before you venture into your own basement. They are chronicles of terror. They are the stories of the things that lurk in the shadows, the things that we fear the most. They are the stories of the darkness that can reside in the most ordinary places, and the people who have faced that darkness. They are testaments to the darkness that can reside in the most ordinary places. Brace yourself. These stories are not for the faint of heart. They are a reminder that the darkness is always there, lurking just out of sight, waiting for the right moment to strike. Prepare to descend into the chilling depths of real-life basement horror. These stories will take you on a journey into the heart of darkness, into the places where fear resides. They will show you the true face of terror and the strength it takes to confront it. These stories are not for entertainment. They are warnings. They are a reminder that the darkness is always there, waiting for the right moment to strike. They are a reminder that we must always be vigilant, always be prepared for the things that go bump in the night. They remind us that evil can lurk anywhere. It can be in the most ordinary places, in the places we least expect. It can be in the basement, in the shadows, in the dark corners of our minds. It is always there, waiting for the right moment to strike, even in the supposed safety of our homes. The basement is a place of shadows and secrets, a place where the darkness seems to have a life of its own. It is a place that taps into our primal fears, a place that reminds us that the darkness is always there, lurking just out of sight. John and Mary moved into their dream home, a charming Victorian house. It had a spacious lawn and a dark secret hidden beneath. The basement was damp and musty. It was filled with old furniture. John started cleaning. He felt a cold shiver run down his spine. He dismissed it as a draft. One night, Mary saw a glimmer in the basement, a faint light flickering in the darkness. Fear gripped her heart. Sarah lived alone in her grandmother's house. The basement always unsettled her. It was filled with her grandmother's belongings. She avoided it. One night she heard a noise, a soft, shuffling sound coming from the basement door. Terror choked her breath. She froze. The doorknob slowly turned. She couldn't bring herself to look. She fled upstairs. She convinced herself it was the wind, but deep down she knew someone or something was in her house. The Thompson family moved into a newly built home. They were excited for a fresh start, but their joy was short-lived. Strange things started happening. Whispers seemed to emanate from the basement. Objects moved mysteriously. The children complained of cold, unseen hands touching them. The family was living a nightmare. An unseen entity had invaded their home. It was toying with them. Section 5. Unwanted Guest. Emily was home alone. A storm raged outside. The power went out, plunging the house into darkness. She grabbed a flashlight. A loud thump came from the basement. Her heart pounded in her chest. Fear coiled in her stomach. She slowly made her way down the creaky basement stairs. Each step amplified her terror. She saw it, a figure standing in the darkness. Its eyes glowed menacingly. Section 6. A Child's Nightmare. David was a young boy. He'd always been afraid of the dark basement in his family's home. His parents dismissed it as childish fear. They didn't understand. One night, David woke up from a nightmare. He saw a shadowy figure standing at the foot of his bed. It beckoned him to follow. He screamed. His parents rushed in. The figure vanished. David was never the same. He carried the terror of that night with him. Section 7. Buried Secrets. The old house stood on a hill, casting a long shadow over the small town below. Its presence was both commanding and ominous, a silent sentinel watching over the lives of the townspeople. Locals whispered tales of its dark past, stories passed down through generations. They spoke of strange noises, ghostly apparitions, and unexplained disappearances. For decades, the house remained abandoned, its windows like empty eyes staring out at the world. The once grand structure slowly decayed, becoming a haunting reminder of forgotten times. Then, one day, a young couple decided to buy the house, drawn by its mysterious allure and the promise of a fresh start. Little did they know they were stepping into a nightmare. They were completely unaware of the horrors that awaited them within those walls. As they began renovations, they stumbled upon a hidden room in the basement, a secret space that had been sealed off for years. Inside the room, they found old journals covered in dust and filled with the scribblings of a tormented mind. The journals detailed a series of gruesome murders, each entry more horrifying than the last. The pages were stained with blood, a chilling testament to the violence that had occurred. As they read on, they discovered that the victims had been buried in the basement walls, their remains hidden away in a macabre secret. Their dream home had become a tomb, a place where the dead and the living coexisted in a twisted harmony. The couple was terrified, realizing they were living amongst the dead, their every move watched by unseen eyes. The house, once a symbol of hope, had become a prison of fear. Section 8. The Darkness Within. In the depths of our homes there lies a place often shrouded in mystery and fear, a place where light barely reaches and shadows dance on the walls. These stories are more than just scary tales. They are echoes of our deepest, most primal fears, manifesting in the dark corners of our minds. They tap into something primal, something ancient that resides within us all, a fear of the unknown, of what might be lurking just out of sight. Basements, dark and often forgotten, become canvases for our deepest fears. They represent the unknown, the unseen, and the unexplored. These spaces, filled with shadows and silence, amplify our anxieties, the hidden recesses of our minds, the places we dare not venture, both physically and mentally. It's in these dark corners that our fears take shape. The darkness we fear in basements is often a reflection of the darkness within ourselves. Our anxieties, our repressed emotions, the things we try to hide away but can never truly escape, our fears of the unknown. The monsters we imagine in the shadows are often born from our own minds, our own insecurities and doubts. The next time you find yourself at the top of a basement staircase, remember these stories. Listen to your intuition, feel the chill in the air, the weight of the darkness below. Because sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we create ourselves. They are the shadows of our own making, the fears we nurture in the dark. And in facing them, we confront the darkness within.